Matheus Cunha, a name that's gaining serious traction among Manchester United fans and analysts alike. The Brazilian forward has quietly evolved into one of the most complete attacking players in the Premier League, and as United enters a new era under Ruben Amorim, Cunha may just be the perfect puzzle piece the team needs. His dynamic movement, relentless passing and tactical flair make him an ideal fit for Amorim's demanding system-first philosophy. In today's deep dive, we'll break down Cunha's profile, his unique playing style, how he compares to key United players like Bruno Fernandes, and why he could become the attacking engine of a newly built Manchester United side. Cunha's football journey is one of growth, adaptation and resilience. Today he's a key player for Wolves, where his game has reached new heights. But Cunha isn't a traditional striker, he's a hybrid somewhere between a false nine, a second striker, also a playmaker. His ability to operate between the lines, carry the ball from deep and create chances for others sets him apart from a typical number 9 mold. In the 2024-25 Premier League season, Cunha registered 13 goals and 8 assists. Impressive on paper, but even more impressive when you watch him how he influenced every phase of Wolves' attacking play. What makes Cunha so tactically valuable is his versatility. He's not a player who waits for the ball, he actively shapes the game. He drops deep into midfield to collect possession, draws defender out of position and create overloads in central areas. His progressive carriers, often from deep positions, are among the most effective in the league. In fact, he ranks in the top 5% of Premier League forwards for dribbles and carries into the final third. Add to that his pressing work rate and off-ball intelligence, and you get a forward who contributes on both sides of the ball, a necessary in modern football and especially under a manager like Ruben Amorim. Speaking of Amorim, let's explore why Cunha fits so well into his tactical vision. At Sporting CP, Amorim made a name for himself with a flexible 3-4-2-1 formation centered around fluid attacking triangles, aggressive pressing and positional rotations. Because it could interchange position, operate in half spaces and press from the front, Amorim demands forwards who are tactically gifted but also disciplined, who can both create and conform to a system. Cunha, with his ability to act as both a carrier and creator, fits this profile perfectly. He's essentially what Amorim has always looked for in a center forward, tactically aggressive and team-oriented. But what happens to Bruno Fernandes if Cunha comes in? That's a critical question. Bruno remains one of the United's most creative players, a high-volume passer who thrives on taking risks. Statistically, he outperforms Cunha in key passes and shot creation actions, but where Cunha excels is in ball retention, dribbling and spatial awareness. Bruno often forces play while Cunha orchestrates it. In Amorim's dual 10 system, there is room for both. Imagine Cunha as the false 9, dropping into space to link with Bruno, while wingers like Rashford or Garnacho making penetrating runs. The result, a more fluid, less predictable United attack with multiple creative hubs instead of one overabundant playmaker. Looking at the current United squad, the need for a player like Cunha become even more obvious. Rasmus Højlund is a powerful striker with great potential, but he's still raw in terms of link-up play and pressing structure. Marcus Rashford is 101-3 but doesn't naturally thrive in Amorim's tactically rigid systems. Cunha offers something none of them consistently provide: control, creativity and pressing in one package. He breeds midfield and attack, acting as both a creative force and a defensive trigger. With Cunha in the squad, Amorim could deploy several tactical variations in the 3-4-2-1 system he used at Sporting. Cunha would be the central striker, flanked by two attacking midfielders like Bruno and Marcus Rashford or Antony. Alternatively, Amorim could transition into a 4-3-1-2, placing Cunha behind a two-striker setup, or a 4-2-3-1 with Cunha and Bruno rotating fluidly in the central role. In every formation, Cunha becomes the fulcrum, linking play, pressing the opposition and initiating attacking moves. He doesn't need to be the top scorer, his value lies in everyone making else better. Cunha's character also fit what Manchester United needs. He's passionate, driven and tactically coachable. At Wolves, he praised not just for his flair but his attitude. He presses hard, tracks back and plays with visible hunger. Sometimes United fans often crave in their forwards under a manager like Ruben Amorim, who places high value on team chemistry and unity. In conclusion, Matthias Cunha isn't just a good player, he's the right player for Manchester United under Ruben Amorim's direction. Cunha represents a modern solution to a decade-long problem: how to build an attack that is creative, disciplined, and collaborate. He links phases, passes with intelligence, carries with purpose, and fits multiple roles. Whether he starts as a false line, partners with Bruno Fernandes, or drops into deeper zone to control the game, his presence would unlock layers of tactical flexibility United haven't seen in years. At 25, he's entering his peak, and with Amorim's guidance, he could become the centerpiece of a new, successful Manchester United era. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this tactical breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Matthias Cunha the missing link? Would be thrive under Ruben Amorim at United, or is there someone else who fits better in this system? That's top football. Until next time, keep thinking tactically, and we'll catch you in the next one.